more runs on this. The pots. If I can come up with the boards, I got the boards right over there and the blocks. I think we could probably get one. We might get 2 runs of pots on this. Oh. All right, everybody. What we're doing here, we're adding some more Vego beds into our high tunnel. I've actually had them put together for quite a while. We just finally got good enough weather to get in here and actually do it, where we could take everything else out, take all the irrigation system up, where we could work. And what I've done is I had a compost pile outside. It hadn't broke down as far as I wanted it to break down. It had a lot of leaves and sand and a little bit of pine straw, eggshell. There's all kind of stuff in it. And I took that and I put one whole bucket full in the bottom of this bed here of that, which is about 95% carbon. Then I came back and I've got a stack of cardboard over there. We always keep some old boxes and stuff. I took that cardboard and I cut it all up into pieces and I layered it on top of that layer of leaves and all, and dirt and sand all I put in here, and rocks. Then I came back with another whole bucket full of sand and leaves and stuff of compost breaking down, put it in here, and I went ahead and mixed, I had a whole bag of corn cobs here. I took half of that bag of corn cobs from the Danny corn, I put it all down in here. I put about 5 pounds of lime down in here. I put half a 5-gallon bucket full of fireplace ashes and rabbit manure mixed together. I dumped all that in here. And now I'm putting some back toe that has a little bit of slow release fertilizer in with it. And I'm having some problems here because I've had it sitting outside under the shed for a while. Well, we've been through this freeze and a lot of it's still froze together because it's still cold outside a little bit, and I'm having a little bit of a trouble here. Some of the clods are not wanting to break up like they normally would because of the moisture in it. I'm having to let it lay and thaw out a little bit so that I can put it in on top of all this. What our plans is to plant some English peas in this. Now, English peas, they are a nitrogen fixing plant, but they do need some nitrogen to get the little seedlings off and get them going until they can start pulling nitrogen out of the air. So what I'll do is once I get the right amount of soil in here that I want, I'll probably put some triple 13 in here because that's pretty high in nitrogen. And then I'll plant my English peas, and that little bit of a nitrogen that's in triple 13 will be enough to get the peas up and get them going. And then as they grow, hopefully the nitrogen that the plant's taking is putting back into the soil here because there's so much carbon in here. We've got to have a lot of nitrogen because it's going to suck the nitrogen out of everything here. And I may even have to add a little bit more nitrogen to the English peas, even though they're a nitrogen fixer, just simply because this compost had not had time to fully break down like it needs to, and the carbon content of it's still extremely high right now. Of course, there will be some time release fertilizer that's in this back toe, which will help. It'll help along. And a lot of people's going like, well, I would be using organic fertilizer. Well, in a situation like this, organic fertilizer would really be useless at the point that we're at. Now, if I had done this back in, say, October or November, which is how long I've probably had the beds together, and I had put the organic fertilizer in the bed and had just let it set, yeah, it would be okay now, because with organic fertilizer, you get very little of it up front, and it's not really a guaranteed analysis when you get it. So you get like 8% up front if you bought a bag of, say, feather meal or blood meal or something like that. It's great as a soil amendment if you're getting the soil ready, like in the fall, to plant the next spring. It's fantastic. I highly recommend doing it. But if you're like us and you're just a few weeks away from actually having weather enough that you can actually plant in just whatever you want in, then it's a little late for that, because it takes about 3 to 4 months for organic fertilizer to actually break down to where it's beneficial for the plant. And we don't have that kind of time to wait here. Now, as time goes on, if I have some, which I do have a little bit of organic phosphorus, but I just put phosphorus in here with the rabbit manure and the fireplace ashes and the potassium. If I buy some bone meal or something, I might go ahead and just dust it in here because it's not going to hurt anything. But it will benefit me, down the road. It's just that up front, I've got to have a little bit of boost in the plants. Here. Doing my little choo-choo train. So easiest way I found to tote a Vego bed.
Why does that second one look smaller than that one?
I think you just got a crooked eye.
I got a crooked eye?
I think so, because same amounts on each one of them yellow lines is exactly what I had on that one. So,
well, it looked crooked. It from right here. All right, come look at it here and look what I'm seeing.
the back bed's longer now. The back bed's a 10
But
and
this
1.
one looks like it too. You see, it's out. That
That's
one's
the way
out.
you're standing. You got to come on to the end, like right here.
It still looks out.
No, that's the way it goes, right there. See how them others way back down yonder? Them
There's-
all line up.
Okay.
Everything lines up when you do it right.
Okay. If I do it right.
Yeah, when you do it right. All right, we're going to be doing a lot of rearranging in here. I think we might have mentioned it to you once before. But we've got the 2 Vego beds there. We're going to put another, we have a 2x12 here with 3 blocks. We're going to put it across here because it's 8 foot, just like this is. It's 8 foot. We're going to be setting 1, 2, 3, 4 pots on it, on this one, the black mineral tubs. And then out in front of it, we have 2 children's Vego beds that's going to turn long ways in it like this, because this being the entrance coming into the high tunnel where we always come in at by the front door here, we want a little bit more room in here to be able to do the things that we need to do. So that once I get this one full, we'll put the blocks of the board in, and I've got to build 2 more Vego beds to fit where our children's Vego beds are at, to be able to move those. Because there's dirt in them, and what my plans is to put a bigger Vego bed around them and then pick them up and let the dirt just fall out into the bottom of the new Vego bed and bring those in here, because it's the right color, everything matches, and I think it'll be a good design for us all along.
Yeah, everything in here is this green, and everything outside is the ivory.
Pearl.
Pearl.
Yeah,
Pearl.
it's the pearl.
Yeah.
Now these Vego beds here, I have, like these covers you see here, I'm pretty sure it's this framework I have, like this one. This framework right here. I believe, if I'm not mistaken, I have 2 of these frameworks like this to go on this one. It's either 2 of them or it's 2 of the trellis systems. I don't remember. I bought them last year, and I'm not 100% sure which one it is. I'm going to bet that it's this one. And if it is, that'll still be okay, because we'll plant the English peas around the outside edges of it and let them grow up onto this. We'll put something through here for them to climb on, and they'll be able to grow up and completely canopy over the top of it here, and also help shade it a little bit, I believe. And then when wintertime comes, if we need to plant something we can cover up, then we'll already have the covers. Oh, this one's nasty.
Okay.
All right.
We've got the 2 small banana plants that Miss Vicky set in each
These are
end.
the dwarf bananas.
Yeah, one was a pineapple.
Pineapple banana is a dwarf.
And then
this one, Pisang Ceylon, Pisang Ceylon, whatever that.
Yeah.
There it is. These are 2 dwarfs.
And then we brought back in our cauliflower and lettuce.
Yeah.
And then we just got to get the other beds. So the
children's Vego beds. One goes here, one goes here, and we have an opening in between them right here, which will give us a little room to work. And I think that's going to be our best options. So now I've got to either start putting the rack system around this, the covers, or I have to go start putting the other Vego beds together to go over these out here before I can bring them into here. That's where we're at. Guys, we are finally getting to put our cover system on our beds here, our new beds. This has been sitting up in the top of my barn for I don't know how long, probably half a year or more maybe, and we finally could afford the beds and got them put together here a while back. They've been sitting out in the yard. Well, we decided it's time to revamp the high tunnel here. We've got them all in now. Now we're putting in the trellis system. You know, it looks kind of flimsy when you first start it, but once you get it done, it's really sturdy. It's a nice system the way they get it done. Now we have the covers and all to go over them, but we're probably not going to put the covers over these because these are going to be planted in English peas. All of these Vego beds really that are empty in here are going to be planted with English peas because they're not a long crop. They're here and gone pretty quick. But now we saved a little space right here because we want to keep our dwarf banana trees in here. So we decided to put them in these pots here. And plus, give it a little bit of a breakup. And then I have two of what we call the children's Vego beds here out front because this is the main entrance coming in. We just didn't want the front right here to be cluttered up really, really bad. And now when you look through the high tunnel, everything looks open through here. Before, with all the big black pots and all that was in here, it just looked like you couldn't hardly get around in here and do anything. I think this new design, we're going to appreciate it a whole lot more than we did the black mineral tubs that we have here. Now we've taken the mineral tubs and we've put them outside. We've actually accumulated a pretty good bit of them between all the high tunnels. We're now going to start putting a mineral tub garden in out front out here. And these two right here I have pretty much designated to be my tomato raised beds because I think I can get 2 tomato plants in each one of these, which would give me 4 tomato plants. I think 4 if they produce like they should. Let's put it that way. With all the tomato stuff we already have, I feel like 4 of these will be more than what I'll need in here. Now I have 2 different types of tomatoes for high tunnels. I have the Deuce, which is for an early variety, and then I have another one that's for planting during the heat. The Deuce is supposed to be able to take some cool weather. So here before long, I'm going to get them started and try to get 4 of them in here. And then when they go out, now these are going to only be determinants. I'm probably myself am only going to plant determinants from here on out. Now Ms. Wanda's got other things up her sleeve. And some of the other raised beds, and when we get these mineral tubs outside, I think maybe she might be going to plant some the purple tomatoes.
No, in the self-watering beds. I got 2 of the self-watering.
Oh, that's right. You have them on the back of the camp back here. You have some self-watering beds. You're going to put the blue tomatoes in those, I'm guessing?
I think so.
Okay. So, you know, there will be some intradeterminates planted, but not for like canning or anything like that. Because in the Deep South, we've learned they're just not good. Because it's the heat that we have, it really don't pay us to do that. So now we're going with all determinants with the ones we plan on using. For not just fresh eating or something other way we can get them all in, get them done. It's over with. We don't have to worry about it more the rest of the summer. So this is pretty much what we're looking at. As far as the design of it, I think we're going to like it because it looks more open and more roomy. Now, granted, these 2 banana trees right here are going to grow up right in here. There's 2 on the back yonder, exactly the same location. They're going to grow up, and that will create some semblance of shade in here and make it feel more like a jungle thing. And then we've got our grapevines down there. I'm probably going to put a trellis right down through the center of this here. I've got a lot of cattle panels that are only about this wide. I think right down the center I'm going to hang them off of the center of these purlins and let that grapevine at the other end grow to this point right here, and then I'm going to let these cover this trellis, and I'll probably feed one of them up onto it and see if I can get them to come in through here and see if we can't have grapes all the way down through the middle of it. Now, I do have to come back with some electrical stuff. I haven't done the wiring in here yet. I will, on where you see that wooden post at down yonder and the one behind this Wanda here, I will come through here and put a string of lights right there. And then over here on this side, I will do the exact same thing. I will run a string of lights down through here and power so that we can run the fans and stuff like that in here this summer. That's just, how shall I say it? That's down the road right now. I've got more on me at the moment than what I can even think about doing, especially with Deepsouth, working over there, trying to work here. I pick days like today when it's cloudy, windy, just cold outside, and I try to come in here and spend some time in the high tunnel. Now I have done the irrigation system. I had to revamp all of it. I had to come in here and cut it, re-put it in, and I'm short a few fittings, so we've ordered them on Amazon to be able to hook up every bed with water. But what we have right now, I can turn it on. I can come here, like if I want to water this line through here, I have it where I have shut-off valves. I mean, I can turn this on, and you can see how these little emitters, this one comes into the banana plant here. It waters the banana. This bed right here is going to be watered off of this side. That bed would be watered off the other side. And then you go on down. This bed is skipped because it's on the other side. This bed here is on because it's on this side. And then when I get down here, it will be, these two beds are watered off of that side over there. We come back here, all of these beds will be watered off of
You got to hook this one
side.
up.
Yeah,
right?
this one has to be hooked up. That one's got to be hooked up. I just have one left in the end right here.
Now, what runs these?
That one is another line going down through there, laying on the ground. It's a total another system. You can do one at a time.
Okay. It
Every
gives
one
it
of
a
them-
little bit more water pressure that way.
You get more water pressure that way, and you can put out more water. It does a better job up under there.
And it's what, 75 degrees?
70.
70?
Yeah.
Not bad.
Not bad to be as cool as it is outside. Not bad at all. And I have come in here and I have went ahead and cleaned up the onion beds, trimmed the tops on them, fertilized the heck out of them. I told Wanda, I said, we're going for broke. I dumped the ammonium sulfate to them. I mean, when I say I put it to them, I put it to it heavy.
This is the first time we've ever clipped them like that.
Yes, this is the first time I've ever clipped my onions. They were looking so pitiful, I just felt like I needed to. The only thing we got left to do, I mean, each one of these are independent of one another. We can water that side, this one, and then that one. Every one of them has an independent valve on it. The next thing I have to do before we can actually advance any further is I have to go to town and buy a whole pickup truckload of potting soil. And
Amend all beds.
amend all the beds in here. Now we will get half Schultz with time release fertilizer in it and half Bacto with time release fertilizer in it. They will be mixed together and then put in the beds to finish topping them on out, because most of them, the worms because every bed in here has worms in them. The worms are constantly eating that bed down and it's sinking down, and we're having to add new soil on the tops of them. When this cauliflower comes out, this is our #1 bed right here that we have got to really do. This bed is infested with earthworms, and you can see how that this bed is down, way down. I mean, I can stick my hand out. It's down about that far. It's down a pretty good bit up in
See
there.
our cauliflower, what it's looking like. That cold did not hurt it at all.
No, it didn't hurt.
It's
cauliflower.
beautiful.
It's actually going to be making some heads here for long. So we got to get a truckload of potting soil, refinance, and
Refinance.
You go buy potting soil, that stuff's expensive.
It is.
It's gotten outrageous.
And see, I need it for the GreenStalks.
Yeah,
I need at least 5 to 6 bags for each GreenStalk.
GreenStalk, you know.
And I've got like 4, 5, 6 of them. I don't even know how many I've got.
I know you got 1, 2, 3. There's still some over
4.
at Deepsouth Homestead. There's one out there. I mean, yeah, you talking about...
I think I got 5 or 6.
5 or 6 of them at a minimum of 3, 4 bags. Let's say 4 bags per
I think
stalk.
I used 5 and it still didn't fill it up.
Well, then say 5. Then you got 4 and 5. That's 20 bags right there. That's half a pallet.
I'm not doing them all at one time. We're going to do 2. Well, the one outside already has strawberries in it, and about 3 or 4 layers it's still got strawberries in them. I checked them yesterday.
Yeah, so, I mean, we've got, guys, I mean, we make our own compost. If we didn't make our own compost, I wouldn't have been able to fill up them Vego beds, because I got the bottom of them Vego beds as our compost.
All these are.
All of them. Like amending, we just come back and put a little bit on the tops of our own compost is what we've been doing. And, of course, the worms eat it down, and we've got to put more on there. It's just that at this point, I'm not making enough compost to keep all these beds going, because you're talking about, I had one whole dump truck load brought in here, and we done went through that with
setting the first 8 or 10 up.
Yeah, we set this one, the first, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We set 10 Vego beds, and it took a whole dump truck load of topsoil and compost to fill up them beds. Then we put the shorts on top, and that's with our amendments added in with it. So it takes a lot.
That's why it's taken over 1.5 years to get this done.
Yes.
The initial 10 was the first.
That was a big investment, plus the
And
truck a load of soil.
After that, we get 2 at a time.
We wait till they go on sale. We get 2 at a time, and then we'll wait till the trellises are on sale, and we'll buy 1 or we'll buy 2, and we just stick them in the attic in the barn out here in the shop. And then when we get another bed that's that size, then we, like right here, I've got another Vego bed top out there. We over ordered on them, and I have 1 extra, so it means we got to buy another bed to, you know, we just try to buy stuff on sale when they put it on sale. That's the only way we can do it. We save our money. We don't go to movies. We don't go out to eat. We don't do all the vacation stuff. All that money that we would take rambling around and wasting it, and we come in here and we put it back into.
We put it into Vego beds and pot and soil.
Something other that I can see in 1 year from now, not that's just gone. I got to get back to putting this Vego bed together before it gets dark. Maybe I'll be able to finish it, and we'll run to town, get us a truckload of topsoil and stuff, and we'll come back. I'll amend these, and we're going to get some stuff planted, and we'll show you that when we get there. Thank you guys from Pecan Grove.